What if the coldest person in the room was also the smartest? Alicia didn't shout. She didn't threaten. She didn't even blink. But in the final moments of the She Season 7 Episode 12, her silence turned deadly. What looked like a quiet woman sitting in the background was, in fact, a loaded gun waiting for the right time to fire. Her revenge wasn't loud. It was cold, sharp, and perfectly timed. And now, everything in Southside Chicago has changed. To understand the full weight of Alicia's final move, we have to go back. Alicia was never just another character. She came into the story like a storm moving in slowly calm skies, hiding danger underneath. From the moment she entered Dowda's world, something felt off. She was too quiet, too controlled, too calculating. And that's what made her dangerous. She watched, listened, and waited. Earlier in the season, Dowda was rising like a king. He wasn't afraid of anyone, and why should he be? He ran things from the shadows, using fear and violence to keep everyone in check. But power like that always builds enemies. And Alicia? She was different from his usual ones. She didn't attack him head-on. She played the long game. Alicia saw what Dowda was doing to Emmett, how he twisted Emmett's dreams into something dark. Emmett, once just a young man trying to build a future, was pulled deeper into Dowda's game. And Alicia, as Tiffany's mother, saw all of it, but she didn't argue. She didn't warn Emmett out loud, she watched. She stayed close to Dowda. She learned how he moved. And most importantly, she learned how to beat him. While Emmett struggled to keep his business and family together, Alicia remained in the background. At first, we thought she was just being protective of Tiffany. But that wasn't the whole story. Alicia had her own score to settle. And with every episode, the tension built. Small things, her cold looks, her quiet comments, the way she always seemed to know more than she said, those were warning signs. But in the chaos of the season, many people missed them. Meanwhile, Dowda was getting reckless. He had enemies, inside and outside his circle. He made power moves that left bodies behind, and he thought he was untouchable. But the truth is, he never saw Alicia coming. She wasn't just a threat. She was the threat hiding in plain sight. In episode 11, we saw Alicia starting to move pieces. She asked questions with double meanings. She made quiet phone calls. She gave Emmett small hints without saying too much. And when Emmett didn't act, she knew she had to. She couldn't trust him to protect himself, let alone protect Tiffany and the baby. So she made a choice. By the time episode 12 began, Alicia was already steps ahead. Everything seemed like it was falling apart for Emmett. But for Alicia, it was all coming together. Every scene was tense. Every word she said felt loaded. And then, that final move. That's where we'll go next. Everything in episode 12 feels like it's building towards something, but no one knows what. At first, it seems like just another day in Southside Chicago, but the air is different. People are tense. Something feels wrong, but no one can put their finger on it, except Alicia. She knows exactly what's coming. We start with Emmett walking into his restaurant looking like a man on the edge. He's trying to keep his head up, but you can see the pressure all over his face. His business is crumbling, his personal life is a mess, and Dowda's shadow is everywhere. He checks his phone, hesitates, and makes a call, but it's not answered. You can feel the silence growing louder around him. Meanwhile, Dowda is shown sitting in his car, calm as ever. He's wearing his usual smirk, the smirk of a man who thinks he controls the board, but this time he's wrong. He steps out of the car and walks into what looks like a regular meeting. Maybe another deal, maybe another warning. But he doesn't realize this meeting is different. It's his last. At the same time, we cut to Alicia. She's in her kitchen, slicing vegetables with a kind of slow, eerie calm. Music plays in the background, soft and jazzy, almost peaceful. She's dressed in white, clean, untouched by the chaos happening outside. Her phone buzzes once. She looks at it. No smile. No panic. Just a small nod. She already knows. The time has come. Next, we see Emmett again, pacing. He's waiting for something. Maybe he suspects something is happening, but he's not sure what. Tiffany walks in and asks if he's okay. He says yes, but it's a lie. Deep down, he knows the world around him is about to fall apart. He just doesn't know who will be standing when the dust settles. Now comes the biggest scene. Dowda enters the building where he's supposed to meet someone. The lighting is dim. The hallways are quiet, too quiet. He calls out, no answer. He walks in further, his steps echoing. And then footsteps behind him. He turns, hand near his weapon. But it's not a gunfight. It's something colder. A setup. Several masked men surround him. They don't speak. They don't rush. It's surgical. One of them steps forward, and all he does is show Dowda a phone. On the screen, a photo of Alicia, taken just hours ago, smiling, calm, untouched. Then a message below it, your time is up. Dowda's face changes. For the first time in a long while, he looks scared. The camera cuts again to Alicia, now sitting on her couch with a glass of wine, the same music still playing. The baby is sleeping in the next room. Tiffany stands in the doorway, confused, asking, what did you do? Alicia doesn't answer. She just takes a slow sip and says, I did what had to be done. The final moments hit hard. Dowda is dragged out of the building. No screaming, no chance to run. It's clean. It's final. The screen fades to black, but not before showing Alicia's face one last time. No emotion, no regret. Just a cold stare, like a queen who's taken back her throne, and just like that, the power in the chi shifts, quietly, permanently. Asterisk Alicia didn't just strike back, she laid the trap long before anyone noticed. Looking back at Season 7, it's clear now. Every moment, every glance, every silence from Alicia was part of a much larger plan. What seemed like her just protecting Tiffany or quietly observing chaos was actually preparation. Alicia wasn't just surviving Dowda's game, she was studying it and learning how to destroy him from the inside. One of the earliest signs came when Alicia started spending more time at Emmett's business. At the time, it looked like a mother watching over her daughter's family. But if you rewatch carefully, Alicia was never there for warmth or comfort. She was observing the weak spots. She saw how Dowda was creeping into Emmett's life like poison. Instead of confronting him, she watched. That's her style, silent moves that nobody questions until it's too late. In episode 6, there was a scene many fans thought was just filler. Alicia was seen speaking quietly with a stranger outside a church. The conversation wasn't heard, and the scene ended quickly. But now we know that wasn't just a churchgoer. That was a contact. Possibly someone tied to whoever took Dowda down in episode 12. Alicia's network wasn't just in salons or homes, she had her own links, her own reach. Then came episode 8, Emmett begged for a way out. He was stressed, exhausted, and cornered. By Dowda's demands, Alicia didn't offer sympathy. Instead, she asked a sharp question. Are you willing to lose to protect what's yours? Emmett thought it was a warning, maybe even a scare tactic. But that question had layers. She was telling him she was already preparing to win even if it meant someone had to lose everything. That someone was Dowda? Let's not forget how Alicia handled her daughter Tiffany. She didn't scold her or push her to leave Emmett. She encouraged patience, she urged quiet strength. But in private, Alicia was making moves. In episode 9, she made a call from her bedroom. The subtitles read, "It's time. That's it." 2 words. Fans brushed past it. But now it's clear that's when the gears began turning in full. That was the moment she put her plan into motion. Even her fashion spoke volumes. In earlier episodes, Alicia wore bright colors, yellows, pinks, soft blues. But starting in episode 10, she switched to darker shades, grays, deep greens, dark reds. And in episode 12, she was in all white. It wasn't random. It was a signal. White, not as innocence, but as power. She was clean, untouched, above the dirt that Dowda left behind. She didn't get blood on her hands. She let others do the dirty work. But make no mistake, it was all her design. There's also the strange moment in episode 11 when Dowda tried to intimidate Alicia. He leaned in close, whispered a threat. Alicia didn't blink. She simply said, "Men like you always forget who taught you how to survive." That line sounded poetic then. But now, it was a warning. She wasn't scared of him. She had already Mapped out his downfall doll, and what about that final drink in episode 12? Alicia sitting calmly, sipping wine while Dowda was dragged into darkness? That wasn't celebration, that was closure. For her, this wasn't about revenge in the way most people see it. It was about ending a cycle, about protecting her family by removing the cancer poisoning it. Alicia didn't act out of hate, she acted out of strategy. When you put all the pieces together, you realize this wasn't just one big moment of betrayal. It was a season-long chess game, and Alicia? She was always thinking 3 moves ahead. She let Dowda think he had power. She let Emmett think he had control. She even let Tiffany think she was just a mom watching from the sidelines. But in truth, Alicia was the silent queen on the board, ready to take out the king when he least expected it. The final moments of Season 7, Episode 12 don't just end a storyline, they open the door to a completely new world in the Chi, with Dowda gone, or at least removed from power in a brutal, silent takedown. There's now a huge power vacuum. And in the Chi, when one monster falls, others are always waiting to rise. But this time, things are different. Because the person left standing at the center of it all is Alicia. The first big question Season 8 must answer is, what happens to Emmett now? For so long, he was stuck under Dowda's thumb, trying to balance his business, protect his family, and hold on to his soul. Now that Dowda is out of the picture, Emmett might finally be free, but freedom isn't always peace. With Dowda gone, Emmett could be the next target for people looking to take advantage. Or worse, he could fall into the same habits Dowda had. Becoming someone he swore he'd never be, Alicia might have removed the threat, but did she create a new one? She's proven now that she's capable of planning and executing high-level moves behind closed doors. People might start to fear her, and fear can be dangerous. People who feel threatened tend to strike first. Will Alicia face backlash from Dowda's allies? Will other gangs or silent power players in the city start looking for her? She may have won the battle, but a new war could be coming. Tiffany is another wild card. She watched her mother make a deadly decision that changed everything. How will she react? Will she support Alicia's actions? Or will she feel torn between the mother who protected her and the man she once loved? And most importantly, how will Tiffany raise her child in the middle of this shifting world? Season 8 may explore whether she becomes stronger or breaks under the weight of all that's happened. Meanwhile, the streets won't stay quiet for long. Dowda had influence, money, muscle, control. Someone will try to fill that role. Whether it's a returning face or a new character altogether, the absence of Dowda creates chaos, and chaos brings danger. Alicia might have cleared the board, but she now holds a seat that others will want. Will she stay behind the scenes, or step into full leadership to protect what she cares about? Another key piece for Season 8 is the community. The Chi has always been about more than crime. It's about family, loyalty, identity, and survival. The community just watched one of its biggest power players fall. That kind of change causes ripple effects. Businesses might rise or collapse. Friendships could break apart. People will ask questions: who's responsible? Who's next? Some may even see Alicia as a hero. Others may see her as a bigger threat than Dowda ever was. We also have to wonder, if Dowda is truly gone? The way he was taken out was cold and final, but the Chi has a habit of bringing characters back, sometimes physically, sometimes in spirit. Could Dowda return for revenge? Could someone close to him seek payback? If so, Alicia might find herself in the very same position Emmett was once in, always looking over her shoulder, unsure who to trust. And let's not forget Alicia's own transformation. She used to be a background character, a mother, a quiet observer. Now she's the mastermind. That kind of change doesn't come without consequences. Season 8 could explore whether Alicia will lose parts of herself trying to hold on to power. Will she become the very thing she destroyed? Or will she find a way to lead differently, better, smarter? The final shot of Alicia sipping wine in silence is more than just a cool ending, it's a statement. She's not afraid anymore, she's not hiding, she's declaring herself. But power in the Chi never comes free. It demands something back: blood, trust, loyalty. And when those things start breaking down, everything can fall apart. So now we wait. Season 8 has a tall task to show us what happens after revenge. Will Alicia protect her family or lose them? Will Emmett step up or fall further? Will the city bend to a new queen or rise against her? One thing's for sure, in the Chi, peace never lasts. And now, with Alicia holding the crown, the storm is just getting started.